There is. I've already MSRED. A hashtag or a whole account?
Like, yeah, like exactly.
Yeah. We're going to put this stuff on Facebook a little bit, and then I might edit a few sections, like a minute or two out of it for Facebook. But she said separately in the video.
If you have Instagram, you can automatically post to Facebook.
I have to run a business account. Then I have to run.
Exactly. The last Wednesday I've ever been in Fort Lauderdale for, and it's like all the big developers go there, like big guys go.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
But it's at 7:30 in the morning. It's awesome. I had like commissioners and
It's good to inject yourself into something.
yeah, exactly.
You know, when you don't have to get a deal right now. 7 floors of parking, and then the opposite tower will start from there. It's also pushed farther back, so I think somebody had asked me a zoning question before. So one of the zoning requirements here on Las Olas that's different from the old Styles building. The old Styles building was built originally in like the 40s and then added on to several times. So you see how close that is to the sidewalk there, or the street. So the new codes, as you can tell from this building or the other new buildings on Las Olas, just like this building, is pushed back away from Las Olas. It makes more of a pedestrian lane here on the ground floor. So there's also going to be a large courtyard here on the ground floor on part of the ground on this side of the building, and then the lobbies on the other side of the building. So we're going to. This is on a land lease. That's right. This is on a land lease from Broward College. That's exactly right. So we're going to cross here and then cross again and then head. It's just the zoning requirements. It creates a much nicer feel as the building approaches the street.
Yeah.
For everybody. It's a public realm. Yeah. So yes, it's certainly better than having the old style, which you can see down there in the old Styles building, that everything is right on the street. It makes it feel. It doesn't make it feel as much as like a promenade that you get as you go up and down Las Olas. All right, we're going to cross and cross.
John, a couple of the guys were wondering how much the garage is going to go for. What the price point was for those.
For the, we don't really know. Honestly, we're going to throw a dart at it.
That's
meaning that we're going to probably do like $700 and see if somebody if there's any momentum at $700.
Is that a month? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you get people with like some serious crazy cars, and we've just found they want to protect them.
Yeah, you think about the Porsche building over there. They have them right in the unit.
Exactly. We heard people that were in MSRED who didn't want to move to Icon, which is probably a nicer building in the finishes.
Yep.
Because they couldn't get a private garage so far. So it's that important to them.
Huh.
Hey, thank you so much. You did a great job.
Awesome. Thanks, man. That was awesome. So when you're talking about working with the investment side of Styles with the capital, are you looking to give them, you kind of talked about negative, margin on the construction, making money on the real estate, and then the opposite. Do you guys give them any type of priority, or are you willing to do negative on the construction?
No. We all start with market fees.
Okay.
Yeah, we all have businesses.
Okay.
Yeah, well, this is owned by the college. So right here, you see this line where you see the double column? Okay, so that's the land lease side, and then this is the side that we own fee on. So you can see that that's where the two buildings abut, and the two buildings are actually designed and made. You can pull them apart in the future. So in 99 years, when the land lease is up, if they ever wanted to rip down that building, they could. Because they're actually two separate buildings, even though you can, like I said, there's going to be shared parking back and forth. So what we're going to try to do is go here into, let me just, Listen, we're gonna just go and poke our heads in here under where the Publix is. This site is more dangerous than the other site, okay?
Yo.
Please, this site's more dangerous. Really watch where you're walking. All right, we're just gonna walk here into the ground floor. I'm gonna show you where the Publix, everything is. I'm gonna point out the ground floor plane. There's no ramps or anything that can take you, and there's no buckboards yet on this project. So we're just gonna be very, very careful. We're not gonna spend much time in there at all.
Everything we separated to the top. Oh, it's the top.
Because they can knock that building down.
So they're not going to connect any floor.
These are my caddy shoes.
Watch out, bro. You got me.
You can walk wherever you want. Faster, slower, I don't care.
These were like my old.
I think I was like walking to fuck you over.
You were, bro. You were.
I was.
I had to merge in.
I wasn't.
Yeah, you're in my lane. Yeah, I always
Not because some slow in my lane.
Yeah, then I started smoking weed.
Yeah. They
don't connect.
do. They connect on for the shared parking. Okay, so we're here in the ground floor of this the 212 side of this building. As you can see, there's a lot going on. This is a very complex structure. Where we're standing is in the service corridors. So what I mean by that is this ramp right here is going to come, turn the corner, and kind of where that the bathrooms are there. That's going to be the main driving ramp that brings you up and around. There's like a ramp that comes up over my head and comes up and around and takes you to the first level of the Publix parking. To the north of that is a loading dock for the resi, and then the leasing for the residential, which is on the corner right there of 2nd and 3rd, and that's where I showed you a rendering, and there was like a club room above. That's all happening at that corner. There's an FP&L vault, which is somewhere right where we're standing. Conduit sticking up, and then the next thing here is the Publix loading dock. So Publix requires, like we talked a little bit about their requirements, they require that they can back up what they call a 56, which is that big giant Publix truck that you see on the highway. They want to be able to back that thing here, and that's a requirement for them to take this space. So we had to do a number of different things to enable them to essentially be able to back up all the way to where you see that red tape. They're able to back their truck all the way into the back here to the back side of their store. All that high shoring that you see that's starting to come down over there, that's all the Publix store. Everything has to be 20 feet high there, because you know when you go into a Publix store, the clear height there for their retail is 20 feet. So everything here on the ground floor is designed and built around providing that 27,500 square feet to Publix for them to build their store, for us to have a downtown grocer here. That's why all these things here are kind of shoved in a corner, everything's shoved on the side. Our leasing office is instead of being in the center or up front and center, it's in the corner. Everything was moved over just to be able to get that retailer here on the ground floor, which is one of the reasons why this is so complicated. From Publix, you have 2 levels of parking for Publix above, and then the residential starts. So then you have the residential parking all the way up, and then the rec deck with the pool and everything above us from there, and then the tower, which is an L shape that's going along the corners. I wish there was really more I could take you to and go inside. This site's just really not ready. Nothing's been taken apart yet. They've just started to take some of the framing over here away. It's just there's no buck hoist yet here. It's just too early in the process to really get a good tour walking through. And the levels above is really just parking garage at this point. So, but this ground floor, it was really the most difficult part of this project, and thankfully we got this behind us, and hopefully all the mechanisms and coolers and refrigeration systems and mechanical systems associated with the Publix store, inclusive of they have big generators. If you've ever been behind a Publix store, they put in these monster generators. That's going into here above us on the level above us. So lots of different coordination that we learned about earlier. We were talking about making sure we had a plan, and we executed that plan and made sure everything gets into the building properly. So that's what's happening here here every day. I probably spend 70% of my time here at this point and 30% of my time on the other project, just because of how crucial it was to get a number of those elements into this. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, because I know the guy was saying about the stats.
Yeah.
In situations like this, when you have just so much stuff on like the ground floor, you ever run into like
Crime?
yeah, like
Yeah,
just
sure.
taking all of your supplies.
Yeah, so usually, I don't think we have them yet. I'm looking because sometimes we have cameras, and we usually start putting cameras up pretty quickly. And then man security, you know, up to a certain point. We used to not have to do that, but like they'll go, you know, people who are looking for something to steal, they'll go and cut like the power cables to the
Scrap it or something.
yeah, to the tower crane, because they're like this, you know, of copper, and haul them off and you know, for the scrap value. It's crazy. So so yeah, there's a lot more precautions than we used to have to do, especially here. We were in downtown Miami, and we had a lot of theft before, but you know, we would have thought that would be a higher theft zone than Broward, but lately Broward certainly has caught up. So we do, first we start with electronic monitoring as much as we